crypto warriors, changing our world day by day. The way of the crypto warriors, can't rely on the bankers, no way.
Good morning, Bix Weir, roadrunner.com. With your morning horn of Z's, your sip of coffee. No coffee today. It's the last day of the raw food reboot. Congratulations to everybody who made it all the way. I did not make it all the way. I came close. St. Patty's Day I knew was going to be a stumbling block. But congrats. Amy's telling me all the chat rooms are going crazy. Everybody feels so much better. But the key is thinking about what you're eating going forward. And that's her big thing. Think about, obviously, you need to ease back into the cleanse. She says, let's do it in reverse. So we had raw food the first week, raw smoothies the second, raw juices the third. The fourth, I would say, raw smoothies and then raw food. You could just back out like that. I never do that because I'm just the way I am. I'm so proud of making it all 21 days that I go and make myself an omelet at midnight. And then I have a stomachache in the morning. So, yes, ease out of it. Congrats, though. Bravo. Great stories. I've heard of people losing over 20 pounds in 21 days. Unbelievable. But it's not a weight thing. It's a vibration thing. It's a life thing. So, congrats. Next time I'll make it all 21 days. All right, let's talk about on Friday I released the Jenny Moonstone's latest discussion. That girl's on fire. Let me just tell you right now. We talk about silver. She's been saying it. It's April. It's not March, Bix. It's April. Cliff High's saying April. Bix Weir saying April because, well, I'm saying it because we have the next delivery month in May. And everybody knows that the silver price is rigged. Hello, CFTC. I think the CFTC will fold and go into the SEC. Not that they're any better. The CFTC has historically been where the dumbest lawyers on planet Earth end up. I'm sorry, CFTC. Wear that badge proudly. It's been pathetic. I've been at this fight for over 20 years now. Ted Butler figured it out in the 1980s, and every single week, twice a week, he's been giving the CFTC all the information they need to prosecute these criminals. The CFTC is just not too dumb to understand. Some of them are, but mainly too corrupt. They have to keep the system going. Oh God, what would happen if silver was freely traded? All our cell phones will go up $50. All our televisions will go up a couple $100. Yes, that's what a free market is. So maybe we won't throw away our cell phones every 5 minutes. Maybe we'll hang on to our flat screen TV another month because it's a little more expensive to buy a flat screen TV. See, market manipulation distorts free market pricing. And that's where we are. Silver should be well over $2,000 an ounce today. Well over $2,000. At some point, silver and gold will go 1-to-1. 1-to-1 ratio in silver and gold. I know people don't believe me, but if you take out manipulation, how many ounces of gold are there in the world and how many ounces of silver? About 6 billion of each. What should the price be? Truthfully, silver is much more valuable than gold because it is used in everything for a high-tech future. That's where we stand. And then we have criminals like JP Morgan, obviously the number one crime boss in silver. They orchestrate everything. They brought him up on RICO charges, for Christ's sake. That's what they took down the Gambino crime family and all the Italian mafias. RICO charges, conspiracy to commit a crime. And they had him. But they let him go. It would have caused too much trouble. JP Morgan Chase in the last 20 years has been fined over $40 billion. $40 billion for crimes that they've committed, but nobody goes to jail. Why is Blythe Masters not in jail? Why is Jamie Dimon not in jail? Do you know that JP Morgan was the only banker for Bernie Madoff? With that kind of money volume, all those transactions had to be approved by the board of directors of JP Morgan. And they were. So the entire board of directors of JP Morgan belongs in jail on RICO charges. Conspiracy to commit crime. That's what RICO charges are. And oh, by the way, the fines for getting busted for RICO charges in silver is 3 times what you stole. So JP Morgan literally stole over 1 billion ounces of silver. They should pay the American public 3 billion ounces of silver. 3 billion ounces of silver. That means everybody in America, all American citizens, should get a little package in the mail from Jamie Dimon with, that would be at least 3 ounces of silver in it. Even your little kids, because there's 330 million people? It's somewhere around 3 ounces each. So Jamie Dimon, go into the market and try to get yourself an extra 2 billion ounces to add to your 1 billion ounce, and then send that to everybody because you are a criminal and you've been busted for RICO charges. That's what should happen. As a matter of fact, in the Road to Ruta comics, that happens with gold. Everybody gets 20 ounces of gold. Why? Because there's so much more gold in the world than they're telling you. So much more, it's ridiculous. Any gold bug who doesn't understand by now, basically the reason they don't understand is they refuse to do any kind of research if it's called conspiracy stuff. Sterling and Peggy Seagrave wrote a book called Gold Warriors, where they document thousands of documents, congressional testimony, Supreme Court cases, all the contracts, everything. There's over 300,000 tons of gold that they found. And they spent their whole lives doing it. And what does the mainstream press do? What do all the gold bugs do? Oh, no. That's conspiracy theory. Do it just a little tiny bit of research. Get off your asses, get out there in the field and do the research. Chocolate Mountain, the military base in the 1990s, even the head of the mining district of the U.S. government was screaming, there's massive amounts of gold here and it's being covered up by Dianne Feinstein. Will the gold bugs ever say that? No. Gold bugs who are stuck in the past have their head as far up there as the CFTC does. Have you seen that silver coin with the CFTC where they have the guy's head between his legs and the head's gone, and we know where that is? If you're a gold bug and you think there's only 200,000 tons of gold that's ever been mined in the world, you are insane. Now apply all that stuff to the gold-silver ratio. Voila. You have a full analysis of what's going on. As far as the Grand Canyon, I've been there. I know where it is. I've seen the sides of mountains ripped down by all the hydraulic mining that was being done right before Woodrow Wilson shut it down right after they created the Federal Reserve System. Anybody wants to debate me? Jim Will, you want to debate me? Bring it on. I'll put up all the money. I already challenged him. I said, I'll put up $10,000 with a debate with you about gold in the Grand Canyon. You said there's no gold in the Grand Canyon. I said there's massive amounts of gold in the Grand Canyon. I can prove it. You have no idea what you're talking about. Zip. I love you, man, but you have no idea what you're talking about. And anytime you want, it's a no-lose situation for you. If you win, you get $10,000 of my money. If I win, I get to keep my money. He's been offered this by a couple of my friends. They both said, I would never debate a conspiracy guy. That's the problem with these gold bugs who refuse to think about, it took them forever just to get that silver was manipulated. I was screaming about it at the Silver Summit back in 2009. And they kicked me out because I called all the CEOs pathetic for not standing up for the product that they're mining. I laid out, here's what Blythe Masters is doing. Here's what JP Morgan does with silver and derivatives on the COMEX. It's all right here. I had a big, long presentation. A bunch of guys came up. Oh my God, I had no idea. What did they do? Nothing. They kicked me out of the conference. It does feel like this time, finally, all the information on the road to root is coming to light. Yes, Alan Greenspan invented the electronic financial system. Yes, the idea was to run the unbacked fiat system as long and hard as possible, soaking up all the benefits of fiat money. Build your roads, build your bridges, build your houses. And then you inflate it to the moon, crash the system, you're the largest debtor nation in the world, and then wipe it all clean. Start fresh. Using gold, silver, and cryptos. And that's where we are. It's that easy. Yes, I am a silver warrior. Here's my silver dagger. Love this thing. Love this thing. Okay, where am I? So check out Jenny's latest. She talks about April silver. It is April. That's the next battle. And all the silver knights are coming. I'm bringing my silver dagger and you should show up too. And then she talks about the Theta moonshot. No, Theta has not moonshot yet. Theta has barely scratched the surface. It's like buying Theta at like $8 or $9 is like buying Bitcoin at $8 or $9 in 2010. Probably 2011, 2012. That's what it's like. You think it's scary to buy Theta at $8 or $9? Imagine buying Bitcoin back when nobody thought it had a chance of making it. And what happens when you do the right thing at the right time and take the right risk? You retire early and you go to Hawaii, like my hat. You go to Hawaii. And you live for the rest of your life with Dick Allgaier playing guitar on the beach. That's my plan. Dick said he'll grace me with his presence every once in a while. But you need to get off your ass. Learn how to make crypto wallets. Learn how to deal in that world. Or buy all the silver you can. Take it home with you and watch the chaos. Everybody who's done that. The amazing thing is all this information about silver, all the silver shortages, all the mints shutting down. The price is still $25, $26. How is that possible, Jeff Curry of Goldman Sachs? How is that possible, Jeff Christian of CPM Group? The double Jeffs need to go to jail as well, obviously. They are liars, they are cheaters, and they are con men. And they are conspiring to commit fraud. Those are RICO charges. All right, let's talk cryptos. Bitcoin had a little bump down, a little bump up. Poor Snippy. I mean, I feel sad. He's so shell-shocked from 2017, 2018 that he thinks everything, because cryptos have gone up, they should crash. It's a completely different world. How many weak hands are there in cryptos? They aren't in. And if they are in, they're just small, tiny bits that would not affect the market at all. Even the crypto rigging exchanges, if they all colluded and said, okay, let's slam it down again and get all the weak hands out. You've got corporations in now. You got people who aren't going to sell their Bitcoin just because Binance decides to crash the markets, or Tether decides to crash the markets, or they bust Tether, or whatever happens. We've been through a crazy crash. Look up the Mayer multiple. Look up the Mayer multiple. It's still below 2.4, which means Bitcoin ain't going to crash until it runs a lot higher, probably around 120, but I don't think the crash will be that big at all. Last time it crashed like 80%. We have strong hands participating. The future is not without cryptocurrencies, especially the good ones. Now, they're going to take a lot of them out because they didn't follow the rules. But a lot of them are going to take over everything. The number one cryptocurrency, by far, hands down, is Theta. ThetaToken.org. Go check it out. Understand what the company is. Before you invested anything, understand what that company is, what it does, how important it is. Go to roadtoroota.com. I have a Theta page right here on the private road. You got to join the private road. It teaches you how to buy it, store it, and stake it. I do not take emails from people that say, help me. I can't. There's thousands. The Theta page explains as well as I can how to buy it, store it, and stake it. Very soon, it's coming to Coinbase. People are saying, oh, Bix, you know that every coin that comes into Coinbase has a rise, and then it crashes after it hits Coinbase. Let's see what happens this time. All I know is there's massive pent-up demand for Theta within the United States. People want it. They want to buy it safely and securely. You can do it, not so safely, but you can do it. Again, on the Theta page at roadtoroota.com, join the private road and you can get that information. Or just wait a couple weeks until Coinbase adds it. How many weeks? I don't know. 5 weeks, 10 weeks, something like that. But it is coming. It might even come to Binance US first, because Binance holds the majority of Theta. And they just had to unstake 33 million tokens because they were running out. And you saw that on the Guardian Monitor if you watch that. I do want to show you something really cool. Now, first of all, Theta is not your run-of-the-mill cryptocurrencies. It's a technology company. It's a brand new way it's the Internet 3.0 is what it is. expands broadband because we have a huge problem all around the world. The good guys and the bad guys know it. We could have a crypto crash where Theta goes moonshot. Everybody sells all their cryptos for Theta because it's a technology that is necessary for cryptos to exist. The expansion of broadband is absolutely required, and we are running out of time. Timing is everything. Without Theta, next year you're going to see that little circle go round and round and round and round for minutes, if not hours, because of the amount of people trying to get on the internet. With Theta, bam, instantly. 5G, instantly. All that stuff, instantly. Why? Because Samsung and Sony are going to put it on all their devices. Put an edge node on every PlayStation 4. It's $100 million a year they sell. Imagine every single entity out there, every computer component that can run a Theta edge node has it built in because it's free money. And all the partnerships, Samsung, Amazon is coming, Netflix is coming. They're all coming because they know it has been decided that the future of the internet is using the Theta protocol. It is an amazing solution. You don't have to build out trillions of dollars in infrastructure. So yes, absolutely. Oh, I do need to make a clarification. In my interview with Paige, that you can find on the private road, or you can find on the public road, go to roadtoruta.com's or Road to Ruta YouTube channel, and it was a live discussion about Theta. All your questions about Theta. I misspoke. I said Michelle Whitedove had adjusted her overall to $10 million or $10,000 per token. First of all, Michelle is how I originally found out about Theta. And then I did 2 years of research into it. That's why I came to the conclusion. There's a few things that I would give absolute credit to. Number one is Michelle. Michelle Whitedove joined her Patreon. Number two is Hitomi. The Hitomi reading on their remote viewing on Theta at the Crypto Viewing Patreon channel was shocking to me. She absolutely nailed it. And the vision of Theta that she saw was it was being used by everybody on the planet. A huge equalizer. Universal basic income distributed by the Theta protocol. I'm telling you right now, between those two and the 2 years of research I did, and I mean the amazing stuff that they've done, they've hit all their milestones and they still are. We have something coming up. It's the Mainnet 3.0. Dick Allgaier, in one of his remote viewings, saw the Theta price just kind of moving along, and all of a sudden, bang, something hits it and it skyrockets. Right around April. Why you're not all in Theta? Yes. I sold 95% of my cryptos for Theta. I didn't sell 95% of my silver. Silver is the last 170 years of price suppression's about to end. I'm going to hang on to that moment. Theta is the future 170 years. Future of the internet. You think the internet's important in the future? The Internet of Things? You think Elon Musk knows how important it is? How much Theta do you think Elon Musk will try to get his hands on? Of course, he'll try to get his hands on a hell of a lot of silver, but he'll never tell you about it, which I think he already is. All right. So where is Theta? We're up to number 15. Remember when it was over 100 and I'm like, Theta's going to number 1. I said first it'll hit the top 20 and then I'll hit the top 10 and the top 5 really fast. And after a while it will be the number 1 cryptocurrency. Way more useful. Beyond more useful than Bitcoin, than Ethereum. It does. The funny thing is like at a schoolyard, everybody thinks this pro athlete is such a great sports guy. And then there's comes this little guy, a little soccer player who's 4'2", who kicks everybody's ass. Theta's not the little soccer player. Bad analogy. But everybody thinks Ethereum's the future of smart contracts. No. It's Theta. Why do you think they program in the same language? The people behind Theta, behind the senior management of Theta, there are people behind it. The deciders, the true muscle and power and brains behind all this. That said humanity needs something, but it's not Ethereum. It's too slow. and too expensive. And this whole staking thing is a money grab. Should have staked when it was cheap. So no, I think everybody will leave Ethereum, and the obvious choice is a much faster, much better blockchain, the Theta blockchain, with the validators and the guardians. And that's exactly what is happening. So believe it or not, the Ethereum with its $200 billion market cap and Theta with its $8 billion market cap, Theta is going to blow by Ethereum and blow by Bitcoin because it's more useful and more necessary for humanity, whereas Bitcoin and Ethereum are not. Now, Litecoin, on the other hand, I think Litecoin's about to shine. I think Litecoin is about to shine. Why? Because it's a means of exchange. Litecoin is a means of exchange. And oh, by the way, Litecoin completes Mimble Wimple code for Litecoin scaling and privacy. The Mimble Wimple code for long-awaited Litecoin upgrade is finally completed. Mimble Wimple introduces fungibility, scalability, and privacy. Litecoin Foundation has completed the code for its Mimble Wimple extension block, which will enhance scaling and privacy for cryptocurrencies. After over a year of ongoing development, Mimble Wimple is now code complete, according to the lead Litecoin developer, David Burkett. He added that the code is now ready for formal auditing by fellow developers. However, this process could take anything from a few weeks to a couple months, depending on corrections. Once it's finalized, the code will be incorporated into Litecoin's main codebase. After this, it will be ready for node operators and miners to signal for support of it. It will be up to the community to decide how quickly Mimble Wimple will activate, and the announcement was made by the Litecoin Foundation. Mimble Wimple extension block upgrade will improve key features that Litecoin lacks: fungibility and privacy. Privacy. You know, right now on the Litecoin blockchain and the Bitcoin blockchain, you can see every transaction. You might not know who it is, but if you take a payment from someone, you're going to know where it came from. Mimble Wimple solves that problem. It's like a form of Monero, except not centralized. And it's extremely fast. The protocol, named after fictional Harry Potter spell, uses confidential transactions. It allows senders to encrypt the number of coins being sent using blinding factors while obfuscating the address. This vastly improves the privacy of the blockchain while also enhancing its scalability. Litecoin founder Charlie Lee has focused on fungibility, scalability, and privacy for the past couple years. All those idiots who say, oh, Litecoin, there's nobody working on Litecoin, it's a piece of shit. Go away. Litecoin will be way more valuable than Bitcoin. At least 4-to-1. Keep an eye on 4-to-1. Fungibility introduces the concept of certain items could be mutually exchangeable. An example being $1. The same does not apply to cryptocurrencies, as historical transactions are all recorded on the blockchain. So funds used for nefarious activities may be tarnished in some way. Mimble Wimple solved this by using extension blocks. These are essentially interconnected adjacent chains running next to Litecoin's main chain. It is an optional feature for users that want additional privacy and fungibility for their Litecoin transaction. This is exactly why the core developers of Bitcoin screwed up years ago. They refused to change anything. They said, we're going to lock up Bitcoin and make it completely useless for anybody other than huge people who want to save their wealth as a store of value. We have gold for that. You don't need anything but gold. Litecoin may not get as much acclaim as other altcoins, but it's also a crypto stalwart. It's been in the top 10, blah, blah, blah. Yes, and it increases speed, and it increases privacy, and it's scalable right at the right time. Charlie Lee's no dummy. Right at the right time. Meaning we're already seeing implementation of huge banking issues. I'm going to show you something that's really cool. That is a Litecoin Visa card. Litecoin Visa card. Literally, I hold Litecoin in my Litecoin wallet. I can take it out. I can put it back in. And when I make a transaction with Visa, go out to dinner, voila, it instantly converts it. And go to the Litecoin Foundation. It's called the Litecoin card. You too can use Litecoin. I love Litecoin. I've always loved Litecoin. Yes, I sold some Litecoin. Most of my Litecoin. Why? Because Theta was the obvious underperformer. I bought some back. I bought back some of my Litecoin. Decent sized chunk. Of course, Theta allowed me to do that because it's gone up so much. So I bought back some Litecoin, getting ready for the implementation of Mimble Wimple and the implementation of a means of exchange throughout the world without going through those goddamn central bankers, without going through your local government, without going through anything but the Litecoin blockchain. And oh, by the way, nobody knows how much Litecoin you have if you use the Mimble Wimple, which you can. It's something you can opt in, I believe. Whew. It's exciting stuff. So if you ask me, Bix, should I buy Litecoin or Theta? I'd say overweight in Theta, but your number 2, Litecoin. And then get into the more crazy coins if you want, such as Jenny Moonstone's second elemental coin that I talk about on the private road. The second elemental coin. Yeah. Lots of potential very early, crazy early. So go to road2root.com, hit subscribe today, and you can join. It's less than $1 a day, $299 for a year, and you get all the information on the Road to Root, including the Theta page, including all the Jenny Moonstone videos, and all the updates, all the Cliff High stuff I've done. Go check it out. All right, so that's my story for today. Silver's coming in April. Hang on to your hats. The battles intensify mid-April. Number 2, Theta's massively undervalued. Theta is like buying Theta today is like buying Bitcoin at $8 or $9. And number 3, Litecoin is the right coin as a means of exchange, and we're moving into a time when the whole world will need a means of exchange. Get your Litecoin Visa card now. All right? This is Bix Weir. Road2root.com. I'll talk to you later.